would be your objective in the field of whatever. That would be your objective. A general objective would be seeking a position in the field of whatever. When you know specifics, you put the specifics. And what does that mean? It means that your objective has to change every single time that you apply for a position. Every single time. Your objective now is an internship. That's what you're seeking, an internship. So the job objective has to be clear, clearly state your career goals, immediate career goal. Every time you apply for a job, you have a different goal. You know the company's name, so you can list your company in your objective. And it gives the employer an opportunity to see if your aspirations are compatible with the needs of the organization. So in that one statement, it tells them. I've gotten resumes where people are applying for multiple jobs, and it's like, you're applying for what? Comcast? And well, this is not Comcast. So you didn't proofread it, okay? In your handbook, there is a resume packet, okay? Self-marketing, I think it's gold in your packet. There are additional tips for you in gold. There are additional tips for you in putting together a resume. So this is great for your referral. When you put the two sections together, it's going to kind of look like this. Okay? I have my sections in bold and caps. You don't necessarily have to have bold and caps, but you have to have bold. I would suggest that you separate every category in bold. And then I tabbed over, based on how much space you need, because you know you have to work with your space. How much space you need, then you see where you state your objective or your summary. Okay, some people use a summary. So that's looking pretty neat. An employer looks at that and they can say, oh boy, here's the categories. It's neat. It's not going to work me to death. And then you're going to go to your education. Now, based on space, your major and minor can be on the same line. Expected graduation sometimes can be on the same line. Employers don't want to know when you matriculated, okay? They want to know when you expect to graduate. They don't care when you got here. They just want to know when you're going to leave. So your expected graduation date or your graduation date. And here is where you would put any other degree that you have from other universities or other colleges. But they want to know the university. And there's one thing here that's not, that should be here, and that's the city and state. So if you want to look at your PowerPoint and put Charleston, South Carolina, wherever you get your degree, that's where you want to go. Charleston, South Carolina. So it's Charleston Southern University, Charleston, South Carolina. Your major, your minor, your expected graduation date. That's what they want to know. If they want a GPA, they'll ask you for a GPA. If your GPA is 3.5 or better, then you want to showboat that, go on and put it up there. If it's below 3.5, just don't bother. I mean, very few employers ask for it. If they need it, they'll ask you for it. Okay? Eli Lilly was at our job resource conference the other night, and for their pharmaceutical sales reps, they do require a 2.7 GPA. I believe it's 2.7, they said. They require that. So if they ask for it, give it to them. But otherwise, you don't have to put your GPA on your resume. So when you put these three categories together, just keep in mind that for this PowerPoint, right in here, there should be a double space. But I wanted to conserve some space just to highlight all these sections. This does not need to have two spaces. It could be just one. Okay? So you put your categories together. There's your name, there's your objective, there's your education. Okay? And then we're going to get into your professional experience. So this is when you can tell them, you have to know your skills, you have to know your strengths, you have to know your qualifications, your accomplishments, and how they relate to the job that you're seeking. So that means what? You've got to revisit this document every time you apply for a job. And in your packet, in that gold packet, if you go like maybe 2 or 3 pages from the back, you will see a healthy list of action verbs. You've got to know the power of action verbs. We don't want to start a duty with responsible for, because responsible for just kind of eggs you on and on and on and on, and you go on and on and on with responsible for. But we want to use action verbs like coordinated or helped or filed or supervised and trained. So in that packet, there is a very healthy, I don't think you'll need any more action verbs than is listed on that list. Very healthy list of action verbs. So when you list your duties, you want to list, you want to begin every bullet with an action verb. Doesn't matter what format you're using. So when you put your name, your heading, you put your objective together, your education, professional experience or work experience, this is how it's sort of going to look. I mean, you may, there's a lot of space over here. You can bring this over. Like I said, major can go on the same line. Charleston, South Carolina, up there. Minor can go on the same line if you come over. If you're trying to get this on one page, you may have to work this a little bit. When you list your professional experience, you want to bold your work title. You don't necessarily have to bold. You want to highlight your title. Don't necessarily have to bold the company's name because you want this to stand out. It's just thinking ahead and giving the company some information. Okay, this is what I did. This is the company. This is the city or city. City and state is all you need over here. So you want to put state here, city or state. And then you want to list your duties. Okay? The duties, don't put stars. These should be bullets. Put bullets here. Duty 1, your action verb. Duty 2, 3, and I just put 4. You can have 2 or 3. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure it's accurate. And then you want to come over and put the date. One note about this. You can also list your date over here to the left. Once you start listing dates over here, all the dates on your whole document must be to the left. You have don't put the HR recruiter in a position of zigzagging back and forth. Once they see dates over here, they don't expect dates to be over here. If you're going to put them over here, they're going to expect dates to be here. Like, where's the date? You got one here, you got one there. So we are adamant about that when we critique your resume. Okay? So remember, city, state here, and bullets, not stars. So here's the resume. It's reduced. Hope you can see that. Here's one with additional training. Somebody has a certification. I'm Myers-Briggs qualified and also certified professional resume writer. So I would have those 2 things here. Additional training or certification. Skills. Proficient in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and Access. So obviously they don't do PowerPoint. Okay? So it's not the whole suite. Microsoft Office suite. Leadership skills, excellent communication skills, team building skills, all of those things. If you are an athlete here at Charleston Southern University, we have a little handbook that helps you with documenting on your resume, giving you some dialogue to help you with transferable skills. Because you definitely learn communication, leadership, and team building skills. And any other awards you can put on here as well. Honors, selected as, maybe you were a president in an organization, all of those things. Relevant things. We can help you with the dialogue. Also, in your packet, there is an instruction sheet for a tool we have on our website called Optimal Resume. An Optimal Resume will give you some dialogue. It will give you explanation for each of these categories. And it will also assign you a website for your resume. So you register onto Optimal Resume, you create your resume, and it will assign a resume. So in the 21st century, someone asks you to send them a resume, and you can send them a PDF, or you can send them a Word document and take the chance of things getting shifted. But everyone has internet, and the presentation is a wow presentation for you. So I would suggest that you put your resume in Optimal Resume. After you've uploaded it on the Buck Career Network, I know it's a two-shot deal, but you upload it on the Buck Career Network so that, number one, we can critique it. And you can also elect to tell us whether you want your resume to be available for us only, or you want businesses to be able to view your resume. And they can contact you as well. Because every business, the hundreds of businesses that register on the Buck Career Network, can access your resume if you elect for them to do so. So Optimal Resume is an excellent tool. So the wow factor, we have handpicked some backgrounds, conservative backgrounds on the template. You can even select a template that has a CSU watermark on it, which is quite impressive. So there are all kinds of tools to make your professional profile the best that it can be. Okay? And here you see memberships. So you don't need all of these. You don't need the additional training, you don't need the honors and the memberships, but if you have some, even volunteer experience you can put on here. If you have some things that you want to showboat, just know that you can create a category for it. Okay? Any questions about the resume? Yes?
For honors, do you need to put dates?
For
honors?
For honors, you can, if you put dates for honors, you have to honors all of them. All of them. Every last one of them.
Can you just put like whatever the honor might happen to be without a date?
Sure. Yes, you can. Do you know the year? I mean, you don't have to have a specific date. You can put a year.
Well, I have them. I just want to know if you needed to have it on.
Yeah, I mean, if you have them, put them on here. Put them on here. And memberships, if you have the date. If you use it for one, you have to put the dates on all of them. Okay.
Where are the resume templates?
The template?
Yes.
Optimal Resume? It's on our website.
On Buck Career?
Right. Remember where you saw the big logo for Buck Career Network?
Yes.
Well, all the resources are right on that page, right below it, and it'll say Optimal Resume. And also the interview stream, we'll talk about that in part 2, but the interview stream where you log on to register to do a mock interview, that's also on the page. All of our resources are right there on that page. Yeah.
You said with volunteer service, you'll put it under like, you say membership?
Yeah, you can put it,
Could I use it as like my work experience?
You can use it. I mean, how extensive is it? How long did you do it? I mean, are we talking Habitat for Humanities? You know, did you work with Habitat, or are you talking for a semester you worked with the nursing home for a period of time, and you for a period of time?
About 2 months.
For 2 months. Do you have any other? And that was volunteer? Yeah, do you have work experience?
Military, yes.
Military? For how long?
6 years.
Yeah. I would say without looking at it, you could do, either or. If you need the work experience, you can use it here as work experience. But when you upload it, we'll look at it. We'll give you feedback on it. Okay? We'll give you feedback on that. Any other questions about resumes? Let's see what's next.